If you like this video, make sure to visit our Vimeo page and follow us to get the latest update.
So today, I think we will start from where we stopped yesterday. Before that, let's have a quick recap, okay? So yesterday we went through these topics. Yeah, before that, I would again, show you this slides. Just one moment. So yeah, this is the disclaimer. You guys can go through it. Then this was the agenda for yesterday. So we went through overview of pharma supply chain and need for serialization, track and trace. Then we understood what is serialization, tracking and tracing, and then all the GS1 standards. So I would just ask some questions and you guys can answer. Okay, I will not specify any particular person, but you can answer that. So overall, what is serialization, track and trace? What exactly you understand? You can answer, anybody.
It's a unique identity for the particular product, particular material.
Okay.
It is like a process of converting, while transporting the product. It is like a number which is given to the product.
A unique number.
Unique.
A unique number which identifies the product, and we trace and track the forward business model and the reverse business model as well.
Okay, one point, Keval, you mentioned that unique number which identifies the product. In serialization, track and trace, are we only identifying products, or we are also
not the product, but the manufacturer and the local businesses as well.
Perfect, perfect. So not only the product, but also the facilities are also tracked. So the unique identifier we assign to facilities and also the business entity. Which identifier was that?
I guess GCP and GLN.
Perfect. Very good.
GLNs and SGLNs.
Yes, perfect. So GCP is a global company prefix, which is
Manufacturer.
provided by GS1 to the organization, and global location number is the common is a unique identifier associated to business entities and locations, which is a unique identifier as name suggests. And then we went through application identifiers, which over the period of time we will again and again see. So I will not go into that detail. So guys, what is SGT?
It's serialized cheating.
Combination of GTN plus serial number.
GTN along with a serial number.
Perfect. Yeah. So in layman's language, whenever at packaging line somebody scans a barcode, basically the GTN and serial number is getting scanned. Okay, so basically the SGTN format is scanned. And then what is SSCC?
It's the container code.
Correct.
Serial shipping container code.
Perfect. And it denotes which particular packaging hierarchy. I mean,
pallet level.
It refers to which packaging hierarchy?
Pallet at the top.
Highest packaging unit.
Yes, perfect. Yes. And then we came to EPCIS format. So just high level, whatever you understood about EPCIS.
So it's an XML format which provides us the timestamp and the particular activity which happened with the product, and it provides the GS1 formation informations as well in the EPC format.
Correct. And what all information we can derive from this? From EPCIS?
We can get the GTIN, GLMs, and the event.
And
And
the
the timing.
receiver and sender details. And all we can find it in the.
Correct. Correct. Nice. So so the last slide which we saw was the EPCIS files example. I will come to that and then we will start today's session. But I think guys, whatever you have understood so far is I'm quite impressed. So the basic foundation is set up now. So yeah, this is the EPCIS file format, and it basically gives the answer of, when, what, where, etc. I mean, this is a bookish language, but yeah, what, where, when, and why. So, and I am sure the moment you start working in ATTP, then you will not think about this what, where, when. Yeah, it will be like very common to you. So you can see that particular packing operation is happening here. The location at which particular location it is happening, what all the packs, or we can say the items are scanned. And here when we say item, it is nothing but you can just imagine a type of medicine or a bottle. This is a pallet. So this particular example is a packing file. So we can see the parent and child relationship here. Similarly, you can imagine shipping file, you can imagine receiving file, etc. And this is the timestamp at what particular time it happened. Okay, so now let's start today's session. And here now we will little bit go into technicalities. So this is a system architecture of SAP ATTP. Okay, so in center box you can see SAP Advanced Track and Trace for pharmaceuticals, and it is connected with the ERP box.
Hare Krishna, one second. Your
S/4HANA.
voice.
Yeah.
Your voice is breaking. It's for me or it's for everyone? Your voice is breaking for me. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? It's for me or it's for everyone?
Yeah, so in
Yeah, your
between,
voice is breaking.
sometime Hari's voice gets distorted.
Yeah, okay.
Just one moment, guys. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible.
And any kind of disturbance or anything?
It's like air sound or something's coming
Yeah,
from
there
your
is a
background.
slight disturbance in the voice.
It's okay. Just one moment. Okay, now I think it would be better. Yeah.
Yeah, it is far better.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, I think let's start. This is the first, first slide for today. So as we can see in the picture, this is a system architecture of SAP ATTP, and in the middle you can see it's a SAP ATTP box, and it is associated with the ERP box. When I say ERP, you can imagine ECC or S4 HANA, WM, all the instances. Here in the right side, we can see contract manufacturing organization, 3PLs, wholesalers, etc. Below, we can see the packaging lines. So yesterday we discussed what is packaging line and all. And the top, you can see the government. So government authorities. So at high level, we can consider that ATTP is connected with these stakeholders. Let me go to the next slide, which is, which explains about connections and etc. Let me maximize the screen a little bit. Okay. Are you able to see my, is it, the size is okay, or should I maximize a little bit more?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
No,
now
no.
it's
Okay.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So now this is also the same slide, but here the connections are explained. So SAP ATTP is connected with ECC or S4HANA through RFC connection or the web service connection. And from ECC, what ATTP expects is master data and transactional data. Now, when we say master data, what all things come into our mind? Can anyone tell me what is master data?
Material master.
Perfect, yes.
Vendor master.
Vendor
Material master,
master,
vendor master.
correct, yes. And then plants. And then
materials.
what is that? Yes, materials. And then what is transactional data? By any chance, at very high level, if somebody can explain
Purchase
me.
order, purchase requisition.
Perfect. Correct. Perfect. So deliveries, purchase orders, batch, all these are considered as a transactional data. So these components are integrated from ERP system to ATTP system. Similarly, let's go to the packaging lines. So now from yesterday's discussion, we understand that for in each plant we have packaging line. Okay. Now serialization takes place at packaging line. This was my sentence yesterday. So what actually happens is the packaging line at the beginning before the production itself, packaging line will request serial numbers to ATTP. So the production planning and all is already happened, and then plant have decided that okay, I need to produce 50 bottles of this particular medicine. Now this information comes to packaging line, and packaging line will request 50 serial numbers to ATTP, and ATTP will provide this with 50 serial numbers back. Once these serial numbers are provided to packaging line, after that the manufacturing process starts at plant. Once the products are manufactured and goods are finished products are manufactured, then these products are serialized. So when we say serialized is nothing, the barcodes are fixed and then those are scanned. So when items are serialized, that particular operation is known as a commissioning operation. Then these items are packed into different hierarchies, and these any you want to say anything, Hola Basappa? Okay. So then these products are packed, and then again the top level are scanned, and it is known as a packing event. So all this information like commissioning, packing, all this information will be sent from packaging line to ATTP. So two operations: serial number request and response, and serialized data response. So this serialized data can be sent from packaging line to ATTP in the form of PML file or in the form of EPCIS file. Now, what is PML is again same XML structure. Earlier they were using PML, but then across all the pharma industry, we are using EPCIS file. But if some packaging lines are still using PML structure, so ATTP has some configuration which will convert from PML to EPCIS. So even though packaging line sends PML file, ATTP will convert it into EPCIS and EPCIS will be received. So this is the packaging line operations. Third thing is supply chain partner. So ATTP is connected with supply chain partners. And again, the process is similar to what we have just understood for packaging line. So now we need to understand that in pharma world, let's say Pfizer is a manufacturer, but Pfizer will not manufacture all the medicines because medicines volume are very high, and any company will not have that much of plant and facility to produce all the medicine by their own. So what they do, they hand over some manufacturing operations to another company, which is known as a contract manufacturing organization. So let's say Pfizer will tell Novartis that, okay, please produce this much of medicines on behalf of me. So what Novartis will do as a contract manufacturing organization, Novartis will say, okay, I will produce this medicine, but you need to provide me the serial numbers because you are the manufacturer. So from Novartis ATTP, serial number request will be sent to Pfizer ATTP system, and Pfizer ATTP system will provide the serial numbers to Novartis. Then again, Novartis will produce goods, serialized it, and then EPCIS file will be sent from Novartis to Pfizer, or in other words, from contract manufacturing organization to the manufacturer. So the manufacturer is also known as a MAH, marketing authorization holder. You can also expect a reverse scenario where Pfizer is a contract manufacturer and Novartis is a marketing authorization holder. So it works both the way. So again, this connection is through web services. And the last thing is a government systems. So as we know, right, that one of the key feature for serialization is to to be compliant to the government authorities, government regulations. So once this serialized data is received in ATTP system, as per the government's laws and government's requirement, ATTP will report these data to government stating that, okay, this is the medicines I have produced and I am reporting to you. So government will be aware that, okay, this company has produced this medicine. And ATTP can connect to these government systems through web services or through the SFTP file and all mechanism. So these are the major stakeholders associated to ATTP system. Any question here? Silence means I will consider no.
Hari,
Yeah, Keval. Go ahead.
so here in the diagram, like some of them are two-way communication and some of them are one-way communication. Is it like from ECC, we are just only sending the information, we are not getting anything back from ATTP in the ECC?
Okay, this is a good question. So from ECC, usually the expectation is one-way communication. Okay, because track and trace will happen and in ATTP. So and another thing, ATTP is a kind of, you can consider a slave system. Okay, so ATTP will not have anything by its own. It is just asking ECC or S4 HANA, because those are the ERPs that provide your material, provide your business partner, and then I will track and trace. Okay, so in that case, yes, it's a, you can consider it as a one-way communication. However, in your project, you might have some functions or some, you know, customization has to be made so that you ATTP can trigger some RFC to ECC and kind of stuff. For example, let's say in my client we had a requirement that in ECC the post good issue has to be controlled through ATTP. So when ATTP will pass, ATTP will send one RFC to a ECC, and based on that only post good issue will be performed. So all this thing can be expected, but yes, ideally as per the standard, because when I explain this diagram, I will only talk about the standard functionality, and there from ECC the things will be passing to ATTP, and ATTP will not send anything back. But for all the other stakeholders, it's a two-way communication.
Okay, understood.
In fact, from ATTP to government system, you can see one-way communication, but government system will also send feedback to ATTP. So when you report something to government body, it will say that, okay, this is successfully accepted, or he will say that, no, this is not successfully accepted. There are some errors. So ATTP will get feedback.
Right.
Okay. So now let's come to this part where now we are further going in, narrowing down towards the ATTP technicalities. So this is major building blocks and business process associated to track and trace. So in this diagram, you can see at the base level, we can see master data. Under master data, we have material master, serial number, strategy, business partners, locations, and also transactional data. Okay. On top of it, we have the business processes. So one is a CMO or 3PL, or we can say CMO scenario. I have just briefly explained you. The in middle, we have internal manufacturing, and at right side, we have partner manufacturing or reverse contract manufacturing scenario. And on top of that, we have regulatory reporting. Okay, so and some country names are also mentioned. So now we will start with master data first. So yeah, so in master data, we have these 4 master data: trade item, business partner, location, and systems. You guys are aware of these 3: trade item, business partner, and location. System is a little bit new, but it's not much difficult to understand. I will explain that in upcoming slides. Then in serial number management, we have ranges and how to request serial numbers. And then we have transactional data. So lots. Lot is nothing but in ERP terms, we can consider batch. Then serialized trade item, serialized containers, then events, then reporting events and business transactions. So at high level, events are nothing but many times we use these words: packing, shipping, all, so these you can consider as events. Then reporting event is associated with reporting to country authorities, and business transactions are nothing but deliveries, purchase orders, process orders, etc. So now let's understand the business processes associated to ATTP. So the first, yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So in previous slide, you mentioned events. So those are fixed events, or maybe we can develop own events?
No, events means you can directly imagine with tracking. Okay, so let's say in your plant you have packed one item into one bundle and you have scanned it. The moment you scan it, one EPCIS file will be created and it will be sent to ATTP, and that ATTP will receive as a part of one event. So in track and trace language, we say that, okay, packing event is received. Then let's say your product is shipped from your plant to warehouse. So what happens at your plant when you have a shipping point? At shipping point, the moment it is about to ship, the person will scan it and a shipping EPCIS file will be posted from that shipping point to ATTP system. And in ATTP system, that EPCIS file will be received and one event is created. So what we call it as a like shipping event is posted in ATTP. So whatever the movement is happening across the supply chain, those movements will be reflected in ATTP in terms of events.
Okay.
And similarly, same concept for reporting event, but reporting is specifically reporting is specifically associated with country reporting. So let's say I need to send some data to EU authority, European authority. So, and European authority demands that I want only commissioning reporting. So I don't want aggregation information at all. I am just concerned with the medicines. I am not concerned with its hierarchy. So the moment I perform commissioning event, ATTP will send a one EPCIS file to EU hub or EU report. EU hub is the name of that EU authority, and that is recorded in ATTP as a part of reporting event. So when commissioning event is posted in ATTP, a reporting event will be automatically triggered from ATTP to EU hub, and that is how these both are linked. And similarly, business transactions are nothing. When delivery is created in ECC, it will be automatically integrated to ATTP. So in ATTP, you can find it under business transactions. Hope I am.
Yeah, okay, understand.
Yeah? Correct. So now we will come here, which is business processes. Anyway, like CMO, I have just explained you, but let me explain this in little detail. So the first is internal manufacturing. So any organization, okay, any pharmaceutical company will produce their own goods in their own plants. So in such scenario, that manufacturing organization will have its own plant and its own packaging lines. So serial number request will be sent from packaging line to the ATTP system, and ATTP will create serial numbers, provide the serial numbers back to whatever the packaging line, and the production will happen, and then serialized data will be received back to ATTP. So this is internal manufacturing process. In internal manufacturing process, just tell me who is the owner of that material. Let's say Pfizer company is manufacturing goods. Okay, so whatever the materials are there are owned by Pfizer
Pfizer.
itself. Correct. Now let's go to contract manufacturing organization. Again, in contract manufacturing organization, who will be the owner of the material? Pfizer himself, right? Pfizer itself.
Yeah, it will be
Correct.
Pfizer.
Correct. Now one concept comes, which is serial number management. Okay, this we will see in later stage, but at very high level I will explain. So when a company is working for its own material, so he will produce serial numbers within the company. Okay, Pfizer will produce its own serial numbers for its own product, and that is known as the internal serial number management. Now the third scenario, which is known as a reverse CMO scenario. So now, let's say Pfizer is producing on behalf of Novartis. So now, who is the owner of material? Novartis, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So in that case, what
Yes.
Pfizer will do? So in Pfizer's ATTP system, that material will be associated with external serial number management, because Pfizer will not provide associate its own serial number to the product. Pfizer will ask Novartis. So that is known as an external serial number management. So these two are the concept at very high level I have explained, but in ATTP system we will see in detail. Any questions so far in? Yeah.
Hari,
Yeah.
so I have one question. So in process of contract manufacturing, so the like the GCP would be Pfizer or it would be Novartis?
So it depends on, like when we say contract manufacturing scenario, so consider that we are MH. Okay, MH means marketing authorization holder or the manufacturer. If I am the marketing authorization holder, then the GTINs will have my own GCP. Okay, and I also need my contract manufacturing organization's GCP because I need to maintain my CMO's location in my ATTP system. And if you just recall, the global location number will also have a GCP inside it. So I will also maintain my contract manufacturer's GCP in my system. I will also set up location, or maybe if ECC is there, then I will just integrate from my ERP, because in my ERP, my CMO will be there as a vendor. Okay, so I will integrate the vendor to ATTP. When this vendor is integrated to ATTP, I have to assign a GCP to that vendor, which is in ATTP term, it is just a business partner. So yes, both GCPs has to be there, because in any scenario in your ATTP system, you have to somehow maintain, the data. So if and the reverse CMO scenario, I will call my MH as a customer. So in my ERP system, that customer will be there. So I will integrate the customer from ERP to ATTP, and for that I will also need the GCP.
Okay.
Yeah. And the fourth one is reporting to regulatory system and sharing information to 3PLs. So these are two different processes. One is the reporting to countries auto regulatory system. So ATTP provides this mechanism to connect to respective country authorities like UAE. So for UAE, Tatmin is the system. For EU, we have EU Hub as a system. For Russia, we have MDLP. MDLP is Russia's some portal. Okay, so these are non-SAP systems. They are just created to manage serial numbers, and they will store the serial numbers or serialized data which is reported by different pharma companies, and they have their own validation mechanism as well. So ATTP has this mechanism which will enable ATTP to directly report, automatically report based on the events. And we have this rule mechanism framework through which relevant data information can be sent to country authority system or country regulatory system based on particular activity. So some regulatory body will say that I only need products, I only need data when you dispatch the product from your plant to from plant point A to point B. So then in ATTP we set up some mechanism in such a way that when shipping is posted, shipping should be the trigger of my reporting, and relevant data should be sent like that. So this is called as a rule mechanism. We will discuss in later in a detailed manner. And the third point is known as a advanced shipping notification. So yesterday we briefly talked about it, right? That from in a supply chain we have many what we can say stakeholders. So I am shipping my products from my plant to a warehouse. uh, I can also send EPCIS to that warehouse, or let's say if warehouse is my own entity, but if I am sending to some external party, that external party will want the data in their system. So I can share this EPCIS outside my organization as a part of notification, so that before my products reach to that particular facility, that that particular 3PL will know that okay, these are the hierarchies I am supposed to receive. So this is known as a advanced shipping notification. So this is also, and all these are a standard functionality. So all these are the ATTP's capability. Any questions?
So here
This
you, Hari, here you mentioned like for shipping notification will be set up. So similarly, when we receive also, do we send, is this set up or is it automatically done? For receiving also, will you
No,
send a notification like I have received so and so to the supplier?
no, that is some supplier will send. No, like let's say a supplier wants to send some notification that okay, I have received. Then it is like from supplier side. Okay, so from our side we are shipping. Okay.
Okay, no, I'm asking the case where we receive. So you don't we want to inform about the receiving to the supplier? Is that required or that scenario is not available?
Usually the scenario is not that much. I mean, I have not encountered with this kind of scenario when we are sending or receiving what we can say notification. But of course, we can send this. So advance shipping notification means it don't restrict to the word. Okay, so if let's say this particular notification I will post on a shipping event, similarly I can
Okay.
post on the receiving event. So when receiving event is posted in ATTP, this rule will trigger and EPCIS will be sent. So
Okay.
this kind of thing can be
So
possible, but
can I take it like based on the rules you set up, the notification can be sent to both for shipping and receiving? Is it like that?
yeah, because in ATTP we have this rule, okay, SR inform success, so that you can use it, and you can this that only possible for object events. So both shipping and receiving are nothing but the object events. So that can be possible, but usually in supply chain you will not have such kind of requirement where on receiving you because you have already received, so now you have the data. So what is the meaning of advance? Advance shipping means what? When you have dispatched something and you are expecting that the other party will know this in advance. It's like you have purchased something from Amazon. When Amazon is dispatching, he will say some notification to you stating this is the product, this is whatever the details, and it is you will receive at this date. So
Okay.
that's how it is. So technically,
Okay.
everything is possible. Technically, you can post it on receiving event as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and this chart basically is a graphical representation. So um, serialization starts from here, packaging line, serial number request and response to ATTP, then manufacturing operations, and then packaging line operations. Commissioning means nothing but fixing the barcode on items, and then it will be scanned. When a scanning is happened, commissioning event will be posted in ATTP. Commissioning is the first event. Then commissioning is for all the hierarchy level. So a pack is also commissioned, bundle is also commissioned, and SSCC will also commission. So separate when a barcode is fixed on a pallet, first thing is pallet is serialized, and that is known as a commissioning event. Then comes aggregation. So item is packed into bundle and a packing event is posted. Then bundle is packed into a carton, packing event is posted, and carton is packed into a pallet, another packing event is posted. Then you do picking, loading, shipping. So all this is posted in ATTP if required. Okay, so if your business model wants a picking event, you can post it from your warehouse to ATTP. Then loading will be posted, and then finally the shipping. And then in between you are receiving from plant to warehouse. Then a receiving event is posted in ATTP like that. So this is like I have tried to explain this in a graphical manner. So here I guess, yeah, the first session gets completed. Any question in the last slide? Okay, if not, then I think we can move to the next session. Okay, so this is and yeah, I will also open my ATTP system. Okay, so we will also see navigate ATTP system. Let me just connect. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I have side by side, I have opened ATTP system, so we will go into the system as well whenever required. So our today's target is to cover master data. So we will go through business partners, locations, trade items, and systems. We will understand the key fields, okay? Because I think you all are from SAP background. So in any SAP module, the important thing is to understand the fields, okay? Like if I am from SD, then what all fields are there in sales order, delivery. So those knowledge should be there. Then only we can move ahead. So today we will cover ATTP master data in detail. And then post this session, we will cover the serial number management and the repository browser. Once this is completed, then we will take the integration from ERP to ATTP. So how a business partner is integrated, how a plant is integrated, like that. And to integrate from ERP to ATTP, what all serialization attribute needs to be maintained in ERP, that also we will see later. So this is in general view of master data. So it covers business partners, location, trade item, and systems. These first three part are all well covered. The fourth one is systems. So systems are what? Systems are nothing but they are used to communicate with partner entities, and systems are involved in serial number request and responses. So system in general includes connectivity and communication details. So from ATTP, let's say I want to uh, send my information to 3PL, then some technical thing has to be there, right? So some, let's say, on which URL I need to divert my data. So all those kind of technical things are present in under systems. So we will see in detail. Yeah. So this screen, okay, this is ATTP's screen, and in ATTP, majority major activities are covered under data cockpit. So unlike like similar to other modules, ATTP also have many transactions, but like mostly 60 to 70% activities are done at data cockpit. And data cockpit is a very smart move from SAP, because in other modules you have multiple transactions, but here in data cockpit, they have smartly managed many operations under one screen. So in this way, like even when you start working on any project, maximum time you will spend on this screen. So this is not a data cockpit, but this is the path how you can go to the data cockpit. So when you open this screen, you will have SAP menu, and then under advanced track and trace, you have repository data management, and under repository data management, you have advanced track and trace cockpit. Or you can use this transaction /n/http/cockpit. Many people will not comfortable with such long transactions, but in unlike your SD and we have very long transactions, and whenever all the standard transactions will have this prefix called /http/, and also when you execute you need to put /n. So this is the transaction for data cockpit. So when you actually go into the data cockpit, this is how it will look. So here you can see in the left side, first section is the master data, then the second section is the serial number management, and the third section is the repository browser or the transactional data part. So as I said that they have very smartly managed. So all the three sections are under the one transaction, and it was also very important because all these are internally connected. So if you are at some location, then that location is owned by some business partner, so you can directly jump from location to business partner like that. So we will see all these things in detail. Okay, so the first screen here, what you can see is a business partner. Okay, before that, let me go to the system and we will see details. Yeah, so You can see that this is my first screen and SAP menu. I can go to advanced track and trace, and then I can go to cockpit. I will double click on here, and this screen, this is what the screen you can see. So under, let's go to business partners first. You double click on the business partner, and this selection screen will come. If you don't have any proper number, business partner number or anything, you can just click on the search button and it will give all the information. Now here at the top, we have different buttons. Now another thing is cockpit is divided into 3 sections. So this is the first section, which is for the selection. This is the second window where you can see some basic information, and this is the third window where you can see the information in details. So if you want to just hide this selection screen, you can just click on show hide selection. Okay, so now the first window is now hidden, and here you can see business partners, different business partners. Okay, and let's say this first one is selected, so you can see all these details, and you can scroll this. Okay, so you can see now, so we have different fields. This is the business partner, this is the detail, address, company prefix, assigned plans, assigned systems, etc. So we will see some important fields we will understand here. So let me go back to my slides. So yeah, business partners are nothing but the legal entities with whom traceability data is being exchanged. So contract manufacturer, contract packaging organization, wholesaler, 3PL, and own organization, etc. So here, business partners, if you go, then we have the selection screen. Let me explain selection screen in some details. So the first thing is business partner role number. So consider this as your vendor number or customer number. Okay, so if the business partner is integrated from ECC, and if you want to search by your vendor number, so you can provide your vendor number here and click on the search button. The data will come. Then business partner name is nothing but the description which you have provided in your vendor master or in your customer master. The third thing, and which is very important, is a business partner role type. So this is, if you click here and press F4 or just click on this magnifying glass, you will see different types. So customer, vendor, CMO, contract manufacturer, service provider, and the fifth one is a own organization. Now, let's say I am a Pfizer company, and this is my ATTP system. So my ATTP system should also know me as a Pfizer. Okay, so I will create a business partner, and that business partner cannot be known as customer. It cannot be known as vendor. It is not a contract manufacturer or the service provider. So it is the own organization. So whenever you create your own business partner, you have to assign a role as a own organization. And these are the 3 selections. But if you go here, add selection screen, so add selection fields, you can have multiple fields here. So what business partner category, if you just click here, it will come here. Okay, so business partner categories. So how many categories are there? MH, CMO, etc. Then if you go to selection screen, global location number. Okay, so because let's say you have a location number and you want to search from location number, you can provide the location number as input and click on the search. Similarly, how many other fields are there? Yeah, so business partner status is, we will see later. Country key, so let's say you want to know all the business partners from India, so you can click on country and provide country. Changed on, changed by, so you want to see that from yesterday to today, how many business partners are changed. Okay, so you can click on changed on. Then changed by means if you want to see particular users. Okay, so somebody who has changed it, so you can click on changed by and provide the user's name and click on search button. So yeah, these are the fields. The motive is just to get you guys familiar with the screen. Then we have display and edit button. So right now it is in a display mode. If you want to change anything, you need to click on edit mode and then you can change it. This show height tree is nothing but if you don't want this left panel, yeah, it will be hidden. Okay. And once selection screen is done, now when let's say I have a business partner role number and I click on search, then I don't want this screen now. So I will click on show hide selection. So now yeah, so let's say I business partner number. Okay, let's select any one of the business partner and provide it as a uh, selection. Yeah, one important selection field was this business partner number. So we have two things. One is your business partner roll number and one is your business partner number. So what is the difference between these two? So this is your ECC's number, but this is ATTP's internal number. So whenever a business partner is integrated to ATTP, ATTP will provide its own number to it. Okay, so that is known as a business partner number, and ATTP will remember that number only. So here, if I if I select the business partner number 1, then you can see in the second screen the name, something is given, then the status, role. So this business partner is a customer and roll number is 929. So this is your ECC's number and this is the country. Now, if we go status, so in ATTP, all the master datas have their statuses. So if I go here, created, active, obsolete, or archived. So the first business partner is first status is created. So whenever any vendor is integrated from ECC to ATTP, the by default state is 0, which is created. At the same time, ATTP can also create all these master data locally because not all the clients will have ERPs. Sometimes client purchase ATTP standalone. So ATTP is not dependent on ERP, but usually since SAP customers only, they prefer SAP's track and trace, so they always have their ERP instances. But ATTP can create business partner by its own. So that also we will see. We will create a business partner. So when integrated, it is in a created status. Then you have to activate that business partner because when the business partner is in a created status, it will not be useful for any serialization and tracking purpose. You have to activate it. These things obsolete is not used much, but if the particular business partner is not needed, you can mark it as obsolete. And archiving is something right now we will not discuss, but you can also mark it as to be archived because it is very old. So it is you will archive sometime in some time. So these three are the major statuses. So, and how you can change the status, you can select it and you can click on the change status. So for that you need to go to the edit mode and then click here. So you can see since this business partner is already activated, so what you can only do is you can click on the obsolete. You cannot make it again created. There are some conditions we will understand later. And this is the create button. If you click on create, you can give a business partner name, prefix, location number. These are the mandatory fields, the role types and role number. And if you confirm it, ATTP will create business partner by its own. So all this you can explore. You all have this access, so you can explore it. So now here the global location number. So for this but business partner location number is not maintained, but you can maintain it. Then we have parent business partner number. So sometimes it is also there that you have one corporate entity and under that you have a sub entity. So let's say this business partner. Okay, let me give some other. This name is not good. Yeah. So this is the business partner. So if I want, if there is another business partner who is the parent business partner, so I can maintain the parent name here. Then we have something called SCN profile, which is nothing but the supply chain notification profile. So this profile is usually useful in the process of sending the advance shipping notification. So if I want to send advance shipping notification to this contract manufacturer, I should tell ATTP that what data should be sent. Only commissioning information or commissioning and packing both, or commissioning, packing and shipping, all three. So that we can control using supply chain notification profile, and this we will understand in detail when I will explain you configurations, okay, later. And notification system is also we will discuss at that time only, but this is also important component when you want to send shipping notification to your partners. Yeah, these are the important things. And if you go right side, you can see business partner type, which is 3, which is contract manufacturer. We don't have any variant. This is the only one business partner. And roll number is your ECC number, and logical system group. This is important. Here it is a local. So when you see that logical system group is a local, consider it as this business partner is created locally in ATTP. Now, when your customer is integrated from ERP, you have to uh, you know configure logical system in ATTP, which will identify your ERP system, and that name will come here. Okay, so usually we write it as ECC. Okay, so I will create a logical system in ATTP for ECC. So all those things will be covered in configuration part. But now just understand that if it is a local, that means it is locally created. Now, okay, any questions so far?
So, yeah. So when we integrate from logical system like our ECC system, we have to manually go and activate status, or it will be by default activate?
Okay, so
BP
usually
status,
you have
yes.
to, yes, so good question, I would say. You have to do it manually, but nobody, it is not a efficient way. So in all the clients, because master data is something, it is not constant thing. For some companies, they have very few business partner. For some companies, they have many vendors and many CMOs. So based on that, you can create some report and you can activate it together, all together. But usually it is a manual thing, so you need to manually activate it. So usually master data team does that, and it is one time activity. Any questions? Okay,
So Hari,
so
yeah, in regard to the integration part here, so it seems for
mhm.
this vendor there is a BP roll number assigned, right? So BP
Yeah,
roll number would represent supplier or else a customer from ECC only, right?
yeah, but since this is locally created, so you can give any number here. So I think
Okay.
because somebody given this number, but this doesn't represent a vendor number or customer number because this is created locally. So if you click on this create button, you can see that roll number. Okay, this roll number is a mandatory field, so you have to provide a roll number here. So that's why this number is there. So even if you are not integrating it, but you need to provide this roll number here and role type. And the business
Yep.
partner number is assigned by ATTP. So you don't need to provide it. It is the internal number.
Because ECC supplier or customer would be like correlating to the BP roll number only, right? That's why I thought.
Yeah. Okay, then we can move to address. So very simple. If you integrate from ECC, then all this thing will be automatically filled. And then this is your company prefix. So let's say the business partner is integrated here. Now you can assign a GCP. So you can click on this number GCP, and then I will manually do some GCP assignment. Okay, it is here, and I will click on save button. Yeah, so this global company prefix is maintained here. These fields we will talk after some time. Okay, but for now just understand that this GCP is maintained. Now so similarly you can have, let's say this is my own organization. Okay, instead of contract manufacturer, this is my own organization. So I would maintain my GCP here. I would also maintain my contract manufacturer or my customers GCPs here. Okay, so in this way you have, when you go to your own organization, you will always see some 3-4 GCPs associated. So not all the GCPs are mine, but those are relative to me. So that's why I will maintain it. Then in the plants, if any plant is associated to this business partner, you will see it here. Any system associated to business partner, you will see it here. So you can see that this business partner has a direct connection with plant or location, and it has a direct connection with system. So you can see here. Company registrations, we will not go much into detail, but just for now understand that any attribute associated to business partner will be maintained here. So you can click on assign, you can maintain some attribute here. Okay, and it is a configurable, so you need to configure attribute, and then you can see here. So these are the attributes. Some country specific, if it is there, no. So in this system they have not maintained. Yeah, this is one. Okay, Brazil registration number, you can see Brazilian registration number. So because country regulations need specific attributes, so you can maintain at different level. Business partner is the one thing. You can also maintain at trade item level and location level. We will see later. And if you don't want, you can click on assign. So you need to select it and click on assign. It will be deleted and save it. Anything left? Yeah, change document. So this is a log. Okay, and this is good functionality provided by as SAP. So you can see this is my user. So you will come to know that I have done what I have done. So what I have done, business partner company prefix, I have maintained this company prefix here. So under the change documents, you will see that whatever the changes have been done by different users. And all this thing will be helpful, when you work in a support activity. So all this thing will be helpful. So let me go back to my slides. I think more or less everything I have covered, but let's have a quick look on the slide. Yeah, one important thing is a business partner role variant. So if a business partner has different external identifiers, let's say business partner role number for the same role, then for every external identifier, a new variant is created. Okay, so let's say there are some instances where one particular organization, okay, is acting as a contract manufacturer to you, and it also acting as a customer to you. Okay, this is quite possible. In that scenario, global location number will be same, but the roles are different. So you will have two rows, one row with the role as a CMO, another role with a row, another row with the role as a customer. So those are known as variants. So variant are all those entities for which GLN is same, but the business partner numbers are different. Okay, and when I say business partner numbers, the external numbers, internal number will always be the same. Then we check the statuses. Then global location number, we already discussed. Parent business partner, I also discussed. SCN profile, supply chain notification profile, notification system, I have already explained. GCP and business partner category, yeah, this is also covered. Okay. So anything related to business partner?
Hari, so
Yeah.
what check GLNs will do?
Check what?
GLN.
Check GLNs. No, okay. You can see here.
Yeah, so there was one
Yeah,
option check GLNs.
yeah, correct. So basically, what happens is, see, the GLN of all business partners are valid. So sometimes, global location number, a wrong check digit is provided. In that case, you can click on this check GLNs and it will fetch if the particular GLN is wrong or something. Okay. But usually it is not much useful because location numbers and all are very specific numbers. So you will maintain for one time. So I haven't used this button much.
Okay, got it.
One question
But yeah,
regarding the,
hmm,
sorry,
yeah, but
regarding the
when you
GCP. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so when you guys will explore this, you will have many errors and then all these buttons will be useful. Okay, so um, just have a hands on and then come up with questions. Yeah, Mohammed, go ahead.
Regarding the GCP, so whatever the GCP we are maintaining in ATTP, suppose if we are not maintaining, so whether it will cause any issue?
Yes, it will cause issue, and that I will cover in my next slide for locations. Okay.
And another thing regarding the GCP, so
Hmm.
as I know, I think it should be also updated in the GS1 or some GS1 standard has to be followed to maintain the GCP as well. So both the things should be same, like whatever the GCP we are maintaining in ATTP, that should also be there in the GS1 website.
No, it's like the GCP is issued by GS1. Okay, so in that website, it has to be there, and this will be communicated to your client. So this information is something client is already having. So as a consultant, when you reach out to the client, you need to ask your client that what is the GCP, share the GCP details, share the trade item details, etc. So you will only get the GCP which is provided by GS1. So there is no mismatch. Yeah, if you by mistake enter a wrong GCP, then it's a different story.
Yeah. So yeah, that is why I'm saying. So if we are maintaining wrong GCP, so what would be the like what issues we will get?
Yeah. So that I will tell you. Okay. In this location itself, you will get some answers.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because these are the internal validation. Okay, you can enter any number here, but that is your human error. Okay, but the EPCIS files are coming from packaging lines, so they will not they will use the proper GCP, so their contradiction will come. Okay, so we will see later, and this kind of stuff you can play in your hands-on activity. So I will also produce some errors for you to cover these scenarios. Okay, so let's
Sure.
move to location. And locations are nothing but plant or storage locations, and location can be a hierarchical. So one plant is having multiple storage location, etc. Let's move to the system. Just click on location, double click on the location. You will have location number. This is ECC's plant, then the name, and then location type. So if you just click on F4, you will have all the what we can say type, plant, storage location, distribution center, etc., etc. And same here also, you have add selection screen. If you click here, you will have a list of fields. First name is a business partner number. So this, this shows a direct connection between a plant and a business partner, because plant is always owned by some entity. Okay, it cannot be a standalone. So if you have a business partner and you want to just search for plants, you can click on this, or you can double click here and this field will come. You can give a business partner number and all the plant will come here. Then go to the selection screen and one moment. Yeah. And GLN. So through GLN, you can identify the plant. Location statuses. So how many statuses are there? Again, created and active. So as I said, all the master data will have statuses, either created or active. And then, yeah, location categories. So if whether this location is under which category it belongs to, like that. Yeah, changed by parent location. So if you have hierarchical locations, let's say you have a storage location and a plant both, but the storage location comes under that plant, so you can assign it. So if you click on parent number and you can assign, this is the selection screen, so you can enter the parent location number and click on the search button and you can see the child location numbers, etc. So this is the overall thing. Now I will go to show hide selection.
Hari,
Okay.
what did you mean here by this parent location and child location? So what is that?
Uh, for example, you have one plant. Under that plant, you have two storage locations. Okay, and you want, that events will come from storage locations, but the GLNs are same. Okay, because one plant and one storage location. So you want to inform ATTP that this storage location comes under this plant. So what you can do, you can create a storage location for that storage location, or you can integrate from ERP and you can assign the plant. So I will show you the field where you can assign it. Okay, here I will just click on the search button now, the random search, and I will click on the show hide selection. So in the details, or let's select one particular number. Okay. Okay, this is the great example. Okay, so you can see that if I move ahead, so same global location number, okay, 24, 24, 24, and we have extension 012. Yesterday I explained you, right? What is this extension? Can anyone recall?
It is for the URN formats which you are told.
Yes, URN format, but physically what is
Packing
explains?
line sections. It's like packing line.
Yeah,
Packaging line.
FCLN.
SCLN. Very good, very good. Let's go to any one of this. Okay, and here you can see the parent location is 001. Okay, this is the parent location and it has all this data. So all this location is having same GLN, but the parent is this one.
Okay.
Oh, but this one, yeah. Now somebody asked me that what if I don't maintain GCP? Okay, so you can see EPCIS GLN URI format. Yesterday we talked about this, but this is not something you are providing to ATTP. ATTP calculates by itself. So what you do when you integrate a plant information will be integrated with this GLN number as well, if at all you provide it from ECC. Otherwise, you can provide it in ATTP as well, and then you can click on the save button. The moment you click on the save button, ATTP will check if GCP is maintained for this GLN. So if let's say you have maintained 035552, ATTP will see that any such kind of pattern is matching with this GLN. Yes, then what it will do? It will put a first full stop after a GCP, then remaining all the numbers except the last number, the 4. Okay, because this is a check digit. Check digit is electronically calculated. It is not. It doesn't have any specific significance. So it will remove this and it will add a extension number here. Now, if this is there, then only this location is considered by ATTP. So if you don't provide a GCP, then EPC URI format will not be created, and then any EPCIS file will post to this ATTP system for this GLN. Those will be failed. So many times people who are working in support, you guys must be aware that EPCIS are failing. In the log you will see all those such kind of errors, that location is not there for this GLN and all. Even though location is there, still ATTP will give this error because GCP is not maintained. Any questions?
Nothing for me.
Okay. And again here, logical system group, SAP ECC, it is clearly mentioned. So this is the example of the plant which is integrated from the ERP instance. Yeah, this is the address. You can maintain it. Alternative location identifier, again, this is specifically for some attributes. If you have, you can click on assign button. You can assign attribute and you can save it. And change document is nothing but a log. So right now I think, yeah, we have this. Okay, so here also if you scroll little bit up, you will see at 22nd January 2019 this plant was integrated. User is RFC admin. RFC user is nothing but, you can consider that this is ECC's user ID. Okay, so by looking at the user itself, we can say that okay, this is coming from ERP instance. And then new value, so what, right now the location was integrated and the location status was created, plant number 001. Then storage location was integrated. So this is, in this way, and then this was activated and you can see old value was created. So at this time on 9409 hour, this particular location was, status was changed from created to active. So in this manner, you will come to know all the activities which were performed on this particular plant. Any questions, guys, so far? Okay, then I think we can move to the trade items. Before that, guys, if anyone needs any 1 minute quick break, then please let me know. Okay, since we are going for 2 hour session, so you can shout and I can stop for a minute or two. Okay, so let's move to the third step, which is called trade items. Okay, before that, let me go to my slides. Yeah, all this I have already covered. Okay. So now we are here for trade items. So under this trade item section, GTINs and related information can be found. Okay. Basically, when I say trade item, you can consider it as a GTIN. Okay. So whenever a material is integrated to ATTP, those can be found under trade items. Okay. So I have clicked on this search button, the random search, and here the first thing is global trade item number. Second is the material number. Third is the trade item status. If we will click on the F4, either created or active, these two are there. And then if I go to the add selection, you can see many things here. The first thing is trade item description, which is nothing but your material description. National code and registration code are some specific attributes. Right now I will not discuss that. Business partner to provide serial number is nothing but the owner of the business partner. So sorry, the owner of this trade item. Okay, the business partner entity. Then serialization profile key, serialization type, all this I will explain now only. Location number. So all these are the input fields. Okay, country. So if you want to get the trade items associated to country Russia, you can just click here and provide a country name. All the relevant GTINs will come like that. So let's see how any example we find. Yeah, the first GTIN is here. I will click on show hide selection. Okay, so you can see that in this particular frame, we come to know about the trade item number and the material number. Then what is the status? So currently it is active. Description, whatever you provide. I mean, whatever description is maintained in your ERP instance. And then unit of measure. So this is each means consider it as item level or a stripe of medicine. Okay. And serialization type is something I will explain. Now, if you go further in detail section, you will see these details. If you go right side, you can see logical system is a local. So this trade item is locally created. Unit of measure is this. Now, first thing comes is serialization type. Okay. So we have lot managed lot managed type, publishing only, and the serialize and traced. So what is the meaning of all these three? So usually 99% case in your projects also, you will always prefer a GTIN with serialization type as serialized and traced. Okay. But let's say lot managed. So lot managed is something in which you only want lots or batches to be integrated to ATTP. You don't want to track further. Okay. So commission, aggregation, you don't want to track all these things. You just want that a batches should be integrated with ATTP. In that case, you can manage a GTIN with serialization type 1. Then publishing only means only the commissioning data. So you you your demand is something that you just want to commission the serial numbers, but you don't want to pack or ship or anything. Just serialization commission information should be um, posted to ATTP. Then you can mark it as a serialized or publishing only. The third is a serialized and traced, means GTIN is capable of all the events. So not only batch integration, but also commissioning, aggregation, shipping, all these events. Now, if let's say you have maintained your GTN as 1, you can change it to 2 or 3. But if it is 3, you cannot go back to 2 or 1. However, it is not required also, because when we choose ATTP, of course, we want to track it to the all levels, okay, not only the commissioning and all. But for some specific reasons, sometimes client use this, but usually serialization type is always 3. Now, when you integrate this cheating from ECC, if in ECC you have maintained this, then it will carry. If not, you can maintain in ATTP as well. So when we will see the integration, I will explain this. Now, another important thing is all these like national code, registration code are some specific things to some specific attributes. Okay, so if national code is important for you can maintain in ECC, and if it is integrated to ATTP, you will see here. So usually these codes were used in some back when track and trace was not there. So people were using tracing and tracking using national item code, registration code, etc. So nowadays these are not used. But if it is there in your client, so if you want to link it to your GTIN, so you can maintain it here. Now the important thing is profile relevant country. So this country is this field explains the target market. Okay, so this product is having profile relevant country as US. This means that this product is sold to US market. Then we have serial number management type. Anything you guys can recall? What is this?
It is like a serial numbers are taken from vendors or it generated on the same system.
Correct.
Internal serial number is internal manufacturing itself. External is CMOs.
Correct. So we have three values here: blank, internal, external. If I choose internal, then ATTP will consider this product as an internal product, and ATTP will generate serial number for that. If I will choose this GTIN with external, then ATTP will not consider this for serial number. ATTP will not create serial number for this trade item. And if I don't choose anything, then ATTP will anyway not create any serial numbers. But also this trade item will be out of serial number management. So no validations and nothing will be um, assigned to this GTIN. Usually in track and trace, we either choose internal or external. But for some specific scenarios where you actually don't want any serial numbers to be associated with GTIN, you just want tracking and tracing, then you can select this. But this is very rare scenario. So here you can see it is not maintained here. So ATTP will not perform serial number validations. Now, serialization profile key is something, this is also a concept. So when I say serial numbers, so what all attributes a serial number can have? Can anyone guess serial number attributes when I say attributes?
Number of.
Yeah, perfect. Like first question will arise like how many digits should be there in serial number? Second thing maybe whether it is a numeric or alphanumeric, right? Third thing would be any exception for any particular digit. Let's say I don't want number 3, number 9, anything. 4 is like I want my number which should start from 1 or 2 or 3. So all these are covered under the serialization profile key, and this is a configuration. In the configuration session I will show in the system how this should be configured. But now if you just click here, you will see the profiles, all the profiles here. Now, who will decide that I need a 20-digit serial number, I need a this and that? Who will decide this?
MAH or CMO? Other
No,
requirement.
this serialization is for country regulations. So CMO, sorry, manufacturer has to comply with the country regulations requirement. If it is a US country, okay, if it is a US country, then you have to configure a serialization profile key which which is compliant with US regulation requirements. If it is EU, then you have to do it accordingly. So when you click here, all these serialization profile keys, it will be fetched based on the country, profile country. So if US is here, I will click on the determine profile. It will already, this is already determined, okay? So here you don't need to manually type anything. Based on the country, ATTP will determine the profile. So country is important because anyway, all the serialization attributes are nothing but we have to satisfy the regulations requirement.
So, Hari, do we get a scenario where one single product is we sell it in US and EU as well?
One single product which you send to both the countries.
Yes.
Well, in pharma, I have not come up with such scenario, but in other industries, I know that. But in pharma, if it is not right now, it is not there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because let's say
in
a manufacturer is in US and they are selling their product in US, but let's say they are selling in Canada as well. So Canada would be the similar to US because it's North America. But let's say they are selling in EU as well, then how it would be like, because the product is same for them. So in
yeah, product.
ECC they won't be having a different material for that.
Yeah, in ECC they won't be having a different material for that. But in that case, you in ATTP also you can assign different, because target market is different, no? So you can see that here it is US and your other market would be, let's say, EU. So you can make a country as EU and then provide a serialization profile key which is satisfied for EU regulation. So in this manner, because serialization profile
But
key
we
is
don't.
based on the
But we can't have a multiple serialization profile for single trade item, right? Or
yeah,
can we?
that will no, that will be in the concept when I will explain about the variants, I will cover it.
Okay. Okay. And my second question was, yesterday we talked about two ECC system and a single
Mhm.
GTIN.
Mhm.
So you said that there would be a GTIN variant. So is it this screen where it would be a possible scenario?
Yeah, so here only you can see that this is just one thing. Okay, so
Yeah, right.
variant one, but let's say same JITIN associated with a different material, so you can have another row here, and there
Okay.
you will okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and then we have something called range definition. Okay, so range definition is, anyway I will explain when I will cover the serial number management part. But here just to make a how this range definition is connected to the trade item. So you can see under this JITIN you have this range definition. So now if you just click here on the assign or create, it will automatically create range definition, will be automatically created, but based on serialization profile key. Now range definition is nothing but a span of number. Okay, so it's a huge let's say a range from 000 to 999. But this range will be only created based on the serialization profile key. So if my profile key is such that I only want 20 digit numbers, alphanumeric numbers like that, then my range definition will be created accordingly. If you double click on range definition, you will be redirected to range definition as well. Now let's go here. So these are the your profile relevant country. Then this is like your plant. So it is, since the plant was assigned, so we can see here. Then systems. So these are the system. I will come to the system section and I will explain you. Trade item attributes. So again, any specific attributes you have, you can maintain. This specific field is used in China regulations. But yeah, under this you can click assign attributes. This is additional attribute for any other thing. So you can see some attributes are already assigned. Drug name, etc. These are US specific. You can see SC, US strength. So these are the US specific attributes. Text, nothing but some some material description. So this is the description and change log. So here you can see whatever the change is performed. Okay, should we move to this last one, systems? Okay. So, okay, and let me also go to my slide if I miss anything. JITIN serialization type. We have already understood lot managed, serialized, and serialized publish only, and serialized and traced. Then we have seen the profile relevant country, which is nothing but the target market. Then we see the serial number management type. Then we have the business partner to provide serial number. Okay, this I actually missed to explain you. So here, if you see, let me go back to the trade items. Yeah, so the business partner which is, yeah, this one, business partner to provide serial number. This field will only be applicable if the particular product is having external serial number management. Because if it is externally managed, then we have to provide the business partner who will provide us the serial numbers. So, but if we have internally managed JITIN, then we will not assign anything, because ATTP will anyway know that this is the internal JITIN. So ATTP needs to provide serial numbers. Hope I'm clear.
So in that case, when business partner provides serial BP to provide, means external. That means when we scan that product, when we receive it, it will create same serial number here in ATTP.
No.
Okay.
What you are understanding is a serialized data exchange. That means EPCIS file and all. Here, first is the serial number. Okay, because if you go back to my that slide when I explained the serial number request and response, first thing is packaging line will request a serial number to ATTP, and ATTP will provide a serial number. After that, all the commissioning, packing, all the manufacturing operations will be performed, and then commissioning data will come to ATTP. Commissioning data is nothing but your SGTINs. Then packing will be performed, all these things. So to do all this thing, the basic thing is a serial number. So we need to the packaging line need to request ATTP. Now, if this JITIN is there, this ending with 789, if serial number request is posted to ATTP, then ATTP will check that, okay, this JITIN is having serial number management type is internal. Yes, then only I can provide the number to this JITIN. If it is having external, then ATTP will not entertain it. On the other hand, you need to request a serial number to some other systems, ATTP or non-SAP serialization system. So there you can only request if serial number management is external. And then when you receive serial number, ATTP will perform a validation that this business partner which you have maintained here has provided or not. Got it?
Okay.
And to maintain business partner, like number here, you have to maintain business partner details over this business partner section. So in this way, trade item and business partners are also linked together. Now let's move to the last section, which is systems. So I will just give a blind random search. Here in the same selection screen, you can see system name, system type. Let's go to the system type. So we have these much of types available here. ERP system is also there, warehouse system, AII system, other external system. So usually when you have your CMO or partner, you will create system by using this type called other external system. Then if you have warehouse operations, okay, handheld devices, you must be aware of handheld scanners and all. So to represent those devices in your system, you will create system master data and you will provide type as 9, like that. So I think most of the time this is only used 6, okay. But yes, and 9, these two are generally used, but we have option to use other as well. This is just for recognition that, okay, what is this bit? This is fixed device, this is external system, etc. Okay, and if I go to add selection, just one moment, this is taking time. Yeah, so you can see global trade item number, changed on changed by. So you can find particular system based on trade item, based on business partner. So here also you can see the relationship. Now I will click on show hide selection. So the first system is pack system. It is active, it is fixed device. Now let's come to the details part. System status. So you, as all the other master data, this will also be having the status of created, activate, obsolete, etc. So when you create, and yeah, system master is something you have to create locally in ATTP, because this is ATTP specific thing. So you cannot integrate from anywhere. And you have to assign a business partner of the system. So you have to assign a particular owner. So here, if you see this 2945 is assigned, if you double click on this, you will be routed to the business partner section. Yeah. And if you go to the assigned system, you will see that particular system here. Yeah. So I will click on the back. Okay. Then we have this 2 check boxes. Allow serial number request and allow SSCC range requests. Okay. So before that, let's go to communication settings, and then you will be able to understand. Okay. Just one moment, guys. I will put a charger. Just one moment. Okay. So here communication type is, if you go here in if you press F4, then you will see the different communication types, either RFC call or either web service call. These are some technical things, but this is how the connectivity is built. So web service call is, you can consider it like HTTPS. Okay, so you will be having a URL and you will connect to that URL. You can also understand like you have some API. Okay, so how that API works? So API will have some URL. So from your mobile you connect to some website. Similar thing will happen here. I will explain you in detail in configuration, but now just to understand, it's a web service call. Another is a remote function call. So usually ECC connect with ATTP using RFC call. So communication type is here. Then another important thing is data communication mode, synchronous or asynchronous. So synchronous connection is something when let's say ATTP connect with the other system, ATTP sends the message, and at the same time ATTP will receive the response. That is known as a synchronous call. But if so in the synchronous call, one interface will send also and it will also receive. For asynchronous interface, it is something like ATTP will send the response, but it will not wait for the ATTP will send the message, but it will not wait for the response. Response will be received at any time on other interface. Then the another important thing is logical port, which here it is not mentioned, but logical port will contain all the information. Let's say where actually the message should route. So URL, for example, okay. So that URL will be maintained under the logical port. So why I am explaining this? Because this is something like a if you want to send a message in postcard, you have this address. Okay, so this is the address. So how the message from where the message should route, ATTP will decide based on the systems. So you can see all the communication settings are maintained here. Now let's come back to the details. And this the systems are assigned to trade items and SSCCs. So if you tick mark these boxes, that means that all the trade items, I mean, this system can be can trigger a serial number request for any trade item. But if you want to restrict it to some particular serial number, you can remove this checkbox and you can go to the allow trade item and you can manually maintain it. Right now, since you have click the checkbox all the serial number allowed, so it will not show any particular one. But if you will just click on, if you uncheck that box, then you need to manually enter the trade items. And then we have allow SSCC range request as well. So if you click here, you can request for any company prefix. Otherwise you have to maintain separately. Then these are some fields like maximum serial number per request and default outstanding numbers. So maximum serial number per request, if it is let's say 1500, then this under this particular system, ATTP can only receive any request up to 1,500 numbers. If ATTP receives a request for, let's say, 2,000 number, then ATTP will only provide 1,500. Similarly, the default outstanding number is something when ATTP is requesting serial numbers to the other system. So here also, if you want to restrict, you can restrict it. But usually in projects, you will not maintain any such kind of limitations until you have some specific requirement. Okay. Yeah. Then allowed trade item, allowed range, assigned ranges. All these are like, if I go here, so you can see that under this system, this is the range. When we go to the ranges, I will explain this, but you can consider the relationship. The system is assigned with ranges. And authorized GLNs, if particular, let's say the business partner is associated to the system. Okay, so for now here, no authorized GLN is actually associated with the system. Anyway, this is actually not that much of importance for now. And if you go to the change documents, as you can see all the logs, which you have already seen for trade item, location, etc. So this is something related to systems we have just seen. And I think so these are the 4 master data which we have covered. So now we will, in the next session, we will go to the serial number management, and then we will understand how the serial number request is triggered, and how ATTP will receive the serial number request, all such things. Let me go back to my slide. Yeah, all these are covered. Communication type, logical port, synchronous, asynchronous, yes. Okay, so I think this particular information related to master data is covered now. Any question, guys? Anything you want to clarify? Okay, I will consider it as no. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hari.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to visit our Vimeo page and follow for more upcoming videos.